All right, let's talk about this. Pelicans beat the Suns. Hamstring issue for Devin Booker. I don't think he's out. He struggled with a hamstring. That's kind of been his thing for the last couple of years. I think Phoenix wins the series. But Brandon Ingram's a former Laker. I don't know if you've noticed, but former Lakers had pretty good years. Let's see. Brandon Ingram has knotted up the series. He had 37 last night. Lakers certainly could have used Kyle Kuzma's 17.5 point, 8.5 rebound average this year. Alex Caruso was averaging 13 a game. He's a plus defender. And Lonzo Ball was quite something until he got hurt in Chicago. Not surprising, a story comes out today. The Lakers' job, according to the LA Times, is not that attractive to elite candidates. Why would it be? In the last 10 years, they've had 7 losing seasons, and that's with Kobe, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. Name the last player the Lakers have developed into a star. I'll give you a hint. Kobe. That's it. Because college basketball now gives NBA teams 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds, you got to be patient. Jordan Poole for the Warriors, 9 points first year, 12 points second year, 18.5 this year, and next year he's probably 22 points a game. They got themselves a star. But the Warriors have a history of drafting and developing, and Draymond was a second-round pick, and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, and they mix in really smart veterans like a KD or an Andre Iguodala. They have a history. Lakers don't. Lakers don't develop. That's not their thing. The Lakers are the Yankees. We just go pay for players. That's what's so magical about the Rams. They're in a big city, but yet they draft, develop, and get stars. That's when you become potentially a dynasty. Lakers coaching search, not good. Brandon Ingram averaged 18 with the Lakers after 3 years. They bailed on him. Goes to New Orleans, immediately averages 24. And according to my sources, he is loved there. He knows everybody's name in the building, hugs around the building, wonderful kid. He was a really nice kid here. But he came into the NBA. He weighed about $150 at 6'11". He was shy, kind of withdrawn. LA is kind of overwhelming, and it took him a while to get his feet under him. The minute he leaves LA, smaller market, he's crushed. He's a great talent. It took him a while. You remember when he came out here? It was skinny jeans. It was like, that kid he's just a kid. He's 19 years old. He's flying through calories. You couldn't put any weight on him. So it's very interesting, though. You start looking at great organizations. Kansas City Chiefs right now, LA Rams right now, Dodgers, Warriors. They not only have the ability to spot talent, but develop talent. Lakers aren't doing either. Like in that develop thing, a lot of times you get to a big market. By the way, the Yankees, not a lot of World Series titles lately. Because the Dodgers, even though they can afford the big talent, do a really good job of drafting and developing their own. Yankees don't. And the Rams, even though they can buy the great talent, they draft and develop. That's what the Warriors do. That's what the Chiefs do. Folks, it is always a benefit to make more money in life. You can get better health care and you travel better and better schools. But you got to be a good parent. Money's not going to make you a better parent. We're right next to Hollywood. A lot of rich people with crazy kids with lots of troubles. The reality with greatness in America in sports, people fear the money in the big markets. Dan Snyder's one of the richest owners. New York Giants are a mess, sort of the New York Jets. Is that the Lakers are becoming like the Yankees and the Chicago Bears. They have this big brand and there's big money and game day revenue and they can... But to be the Chiefs and the Rams and the Dodgers and the Warriors, you can't just bail on the draft and develop part of the game. And the Lakers, the last guy they developed was Kobe. They just bailed on all these guys. They bail on Brandon Ingram. They bail on Lonzo. And I understood bringing LeBron here. But just because the Warriors brought in KD, it didn't mean they lost sort of their DNA on draft and develop. Jordan Poole, the minute he left, was the next guy they drafted and developed and were patient with. So, shocking. Brandon Ingram now is a baller. Yeah. When you draft kids at 19, think about this. In the NFL, you occasionally get a great player like a Jamar Chase is just wow, or Russell Wilson, wow, out of Wisconsin. But those guys went 3 or 4 years of college. I mean, Even LeBron, the greatest high school player ever, came into the NBA. He wasn't a very good defender. He couldn't really shoot a jumper. And that's LeBron. Like Michael Jordan went to 3 years of college. He came out and he, at that point, wasn't a great teammate. He had to develop with Phil Jackson into a great teammate, not to just a great ISO scorer. So to draft and develop, I don't care if you're in a big city. I don't care if you're in New York or LA. That has to be part of the equation. It's not much for the Yankees. And the World Series titles, they're going to the Houstons and the Atlantas and the Dodgers. And in 7 losing seasons in 10 years. And now winning time's out. And now it makes you remember all the good times on top of the current mess.